Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is technical analysis of Melco Crown Entertainment. The data is through the week ending August 8th. So we've got the weekly chart here, and then we'll take a look at the daily chart. So I like to start with the weekly chart just to get some perspective as to where we are in the cycle. And I believe, here's the low point at $2.25 intra-week low in February 2009. And I think we have 5 waves up. That's what we're counting. This was a complex fourth wave, and it's much easier diagnosed. It wasn't easy to diagnose, but it's much easier to have diagnosed on the daily. And that's where I kind of laid this out initially. We've really got 2 extended waves in here. Wave 3 extended, and then wave 5 extended. So it had a very strong move in here. So when you look at the fact that if we've got 5 waves up, then that completes what I'm calling a primary wave, impulse wave, which means we now need to correct this 5-wave move. And so if we're going to do that, then you look to say, you notice how wave 2 has a tendency to be the deeper wave, and that's traditionally the way it works. So if we measure the entire wave and you look for pullback, 50% is this line right here at just a hair under $24 a share. So and typically wave 2s will pull back 50 to 61.8%, and sometimes a lot more than that. So really in my mind I'm targeting this, and then so with that in mind, $24 and lower, we kind of look at the wave structure on a daily basis to see, well, where are we and how is it acting? So let's go ahead and go over and take a look at the daily chart. Okay, so here's the daily chart, and here's where I've got counted 5 waves up. Now we had a 3-wave A, pulled back. So this is a flat. When you get an initial 3-wave, it's kind of an indication you're getting a flat. And so it's pulled back up into here and to the start, to like a typical wave B will do in a flat, and then we had a wave C down. But then we continued to have this choppiness. We didn't get an impulse wave up. So this looked like a combination complex correction to me. So we call this first set, this first corrective pattern W. Then you have like a connecting pattern we call X. Now we're into the next pattern here, which looks like a zigzag. And if it is a zigzag, so remember I was my initial measurement on the weekly chart was $24 and below. And so when I look at a zigzag and I say, well, where could the zigzag end for C? And I measure out A, go back to the start of B, 161.8% is a lot of times, a good in a zigzag. The end of C, of course, it can go a lot further than that. And so that's right at 25.5. So I think we've got, more room to the downside based on what's going on here. And today, midday or 1:30 in the afternoon here in Central Time in Texas, and MPEL is down 51 cents. Okay, so let's go back to the weekly and just look again. Let's take a look at our indicators. Oh, wow, that's wonderful when it distorts that. Let me move those out of the way. You can see that as we approach the top of 5, we were getting divergence on the RSI, okay? We now broke down below the 50 on the RSI. This is on a weekly chart, pulled back, and now we're selling off. DI minus is above DI plus, and we had the divergence here on the demand index also. So let's go over to the daily chart. I don't know if it's going to tell us a whole lot different. Should have looked at that before I opened that up. The only thing that it's telling us, when you look at this, let's look at the RSI, we're not getting any divergence in the oversold area, okay? So, there's no sign that says this has got some kind of bottoming process going on, which just reinforces to me that we're going to continue to push on down here. We have to watch the wave count here. In C wave should have 5 waves. We'll see how clear that is. Sometimes you get really messy like this. But anyway, that's the current picture on Melco Crown, and my best estimate on it is that it's got more to the downside. We'll see how it plays out. And again, if the wave count is correct, this is primary wave 1. We are in primary wave 2, correcting that whole move, and we'll then be ready to start off on another impulsive wave up, primary wave 3, which should exceed the previous highs and go on to much higher highs. So that's the good news. All right, this has been Joe for Beyond the Chart, and if you felt like this video was helpful, please share it on social media. And if you're not a subscriber, just subscribe, click on the little red box here on the screen, and first name and email, and you'll be good to go. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you on the next video.